Well, that was something I could have never imagined seeing. I think Dr. Simeone has figured out a great way of allowing people to enjoy the sights, sounds, and smells of the cars in a way that still preserves them for generations to come. Dr. Simeone and curator Kevin Kelly drive 3 or 4 cars each demo day with about 20 demo days a year. Every car in the museum is fully operational. Today gave me a whole new level of respect for Dr. Simeone and all the people at the museum. A large number of people came out to see these cars run. Nobody expected any of the cars to drive today in such terrible conditions, but Dr. Simeone had the perfect solution. He specifically said after his discussion that they would drive the 2 fiberglass body cars, the only 2 that would not have potential rust from the massive amount of precipitation. A decision that would withhold the ethos that these cars are meant to be driven, yet simultaneously having the respect towards preservation. You will definitely see the patina on the cars in the museum. Most of the cars in the collection are completely unrestored. Some of them are even on their original tires from the 1920s and 30s. You will not mistake these cars for replicas. You will see the history. I've been a member at the Simeone Museum for about 2 years now, and I haven't missed many of their demo days since. I remember in 2014, when the cars for one demo were already outside, Dr. Simeone and curator Kevin drove 2 classic Auburns in light snowfall. But today was quite different. The demo day started as typical in the cold months, inside the museum with an interesting discussion by Dr. Simeone. Today's theme was Road to Track, essentially turning road cars into race cars. There were 3 cars that were to be featured. First was the Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe, based on the AC Cobra road car. This Daytona is the very first one built and the only built in the US. I don't blame Dr. Simeone one bit for not wanting to potentially wash off the signatures on the roof of the car of Carroll Shelby, Phil Hill, and Bob Bondurant. What a group of gentlemen. Second was the Corvette Grand Sport. Yep, the new C7 Grand Sport is an awesome car. I absolutely love it, but it is nothing compared to the original C2 Grand Sport race car. This one is chassis 002 out of 5 built. In 2009, this car was put up for sale with a final bid of $4.9 million, and it did not sell on the auction block. Dr. Simeone made a deal and brought it to the museum here in Philadelphia. I say approximately $10 million in the title because it is now 7 years after the auction, and I see cars far less rare and with far less racing pedigree skyrocketing in value. It is quite possible that this car is worth even more than $10 million, but it is a little hard to say because this is the last one that went to auction, and it was 7 years ago. The third car to be featured was the Jaguar C-Type. Essentially a racing version of the road-going XK120, a similar C-Type won the 1953 24 Hours of Le Mans. Because of the inclement weather, the museum presented a few additional cars to make up for the fact that the cars were not going to drive outside. First, the 1966 Corvette 427 Roadster. In spite of having the same general shape, Dr. Simeone heard that the only interchangeable part the Grand Sport had with the road car was the door handle. Perhaps true, perhaps not, but few spots on the car look the same. It has a lot of differences. From the fenders being gone on the Grand Sport, to the headlight covers, to the roll hoop, to the holes in the back, to the chassis. It is just a very different car. The second additional car was the Jaguar SS100, one of the first Jaguar sports cars and a predecessor to the C-Type. All of the aforementioned cars are on permanent display at the museum. I noticed another car today off to the side, one I've never seen at the museum before. It was a beautiful Buick Roadmaster, and this one was the exact car from the movie Rain Man. The car was at the museum for a special event to raise money for the Autism Speaks charity. A great car and a fantastic cause to match. Well, now you can again listen to the cars, to the 1966 427, the Grand Sport, and the Daytona starting up with their glorious V8s and heading back to their exhibits. On a personal note, at my first demo day in March 2014, this Grand Sport was the car that got me really interested in cars again after a long time focused almost entirely on aviation. The way the roar of the Grand Sport echoes through the museum is something I look forward to every time it drives, and it's the sound of this car that got me hooked on cars again. It is absolutely amazing to experience in person. You feel it in your chest. Your ears hurt after it runs. It's a beautiful looking car. What's not to love? It's wow. Just wow. If you're wondering why, the sound could be better during the outside segment, and if you hear little blips and pops and stuff, it's because my camera's microphone was completely drenched in snow and it was blocking the sound from coming into the camera. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and definitely subscribe to see plenty more videos featuring the awesome cars of the Simeone Museum, other car videos, aviation videos, and photo video gear videos. Thank you so much for watching.